I feel gorgeous. I feel great. Thanks to you, Azuka, and the team. TOYIN LAWANI. Oh, TOYIN, what would I do without TOYIN? I can't leave the city without TOYIN now. Look at what she dressed me in. Black, my favorite color. The villain of social media. The queen of media in Africa. I'm calling myself now the queen of media in Africa. Look what I did to the Kenyans. One Nigerian woman and 47 million Kenyans. One hashtag. Social media is my domain, you know. People are now recognizing me outside the computer, without makeup, with makeup. Auntie Kemi, do you think they'll recognize me like this out on the streets now? That could be hard. I feel great at 55, even though I may look 35. I feel 55, you know, things are changing, but honey, my sex drive is high. I think it's something that happens in your 50s, so I'm no longer celibate. I'm looking for the right man. I was celibate for a 10-year period between 2006 and 2016. 10 years. And I remember when I was telling another magazine, like, oh, it's 7 years now, the 7-year itch and all that stuff. It has to do with a lot of the stuff I went through with female genital mutilation. You don't have a sex drive. I spoke to some papers about that as well. I used to use sex toys and they're great. Remember when, if you Google my name and sex toys, people are like, this woman, oh, I've been talking about sex toys since I got down from the plane in Canada, 2012. People saw me as weird kind of stuff. Now we've got a senator who was caught in a sex shop, you know? So sex toys are in Nigeria now, and they're pretty good. Oh yes, it's here now. Even lawmakers slapping people in the sex shop. Sex toys are great. They're safe, no diseases, all that stuff, but some people say it beats the real thing. Others say it doesn't. Well, I'm single and I'm searching. Azuka, do you have anybody for me? Because the man I'm looking for has to be specifically carved out of, apparently, your state, Imo State. I'm looking for a man from Owerri. 1, he must be from Imo State. 2, the city Owerri. Shout out to Mama Owerri, by the way. And 3, rich. Owerri men have money. One thing about me is that my man must be rich. There must be money. I must be able to sit down in the house, put my feet up. The maid, the driver, all the servants are working hard, and I'm on the internet, Facebook, Instagram all day. Oh, doggy style. The one in the COZA case that there was some lady alleged that she was bent over. Doggy style is the best. My father's a mathematician, and I always talk about mathematical sex position. 44, 69, 78, all that stuff. But doggy style is a really good sex position. Most Nigerians like it, you know. The woman's down there and the man is humping from the back. Sex is great. People just don't know how to manipulate it and have, you know, making love, having sex and all that stuff, you know. And recently we're talking about rape and all that stuff. When sex becomes bad, rape, you know. Yes, I've been sexually molested, and I call it sexually molestation because at 8 years old, one of my dad's students used to come to the house. He fondled me. When we were at University of Ibadan in 1973, my dad was a young man. When you really figure it out, you know, there's some students in the university that like their lecturers. They'll come to the lecturer's house, hang out. And this student used to like come with his girlfriend and they'll babysit us and things like that. You know, lecturers do that. They'll ask students to come and babysit their kids when they go out. And that's what happened. And I was just sitting down with the house girl and she was taking out my hair, and then that uncle, you know, he's passed away now, he now told the house girl to go and get bread. So I sat in front of him and he was taking out my hair and he just put his hands in my privates, and I'm like, after that incident, every time he came to our house, even when I was in my 30s, 40s, every time that man came into my house, I was like, you will say hi and you, hello, please. I go to my room. Then I went abroad and all that. And I came home and his daughter was getting married. His daughter was in her 30s. And the person we're talking about was in his 60s. And I'm already like in my 40s, you know? I never forgot what I told my mom last year, 46 years later. After the guy had died and everything, and I'm like, you know, my mom said, yeah, he's passed away, you know. Used to organize all the girlfriends for your dad. My dad had a lot of girlfriends when we were young. Apparently, says my mom, but they said it was that uncle that used to organize. My mom was not really remorseful. She just like, I said, Mom, can I tell you something about him? Would you believe me? He said, yes. I said, you know, he fondled me when we were living in in UI, 8 years old. And really? Why didn't you tell all these years? I said, So I know the stigma of keeping things like this, you know. And the other sexual molestation that I will refer to, and I think I wrote it on my 50th birthday, and I remember Seun Kuti talking to me about it because that year was a sad year for the Olunloyos and the Kutis. The Kuti's grandmother, Mrs. Funlayo Kuti, my iconic mentor, was thrown from the building, and Fela's mother died some, weeks later. We ran into the Ali Must Go riot, and my brother was injured. He's 49 now, and he had head injuries. Taya was 8, I was 13. As soon as the rioters attacked the government car, they threw stones, everything. Taya was already unconscious. I ran out, they just tore my clothes. I was naked on Ikorodu Road. On April 28th, 1978, I have a timeline. You gotta know these things. Some people said the popular case going on in the news about rape, COZA, you can't remember. And I said on television, I said there has to be a timeline somewhere. April 28, 1978 is the day aside from the fact that I was a good student in current affairs and I'm a journalist today, I'm good with dates. April 28, 1978 was the day Taya became paralyzed and I was in that accident. A man just grabbed me. All the guys, they would have gang raped me. I mean, area boys, everything. One guy just grabbed me naked, ran into a house. I just found myself in a house. Where's the family? Where's the car? A woman in the house took me, bathed me, dressed me, and then I saw myself on TV the next day missing because my father was a minister in science and technology for Obasanjo and they didn't know where Kemi was, and the car had burned, everything, It was a sad time in our family, and I introduced my brother 2 years ago to the public, Akintayo Olunloyo. You can just look the hashtag up, Akintayo Olunloyo on Instagram, and you'll see my brother. And he can talk, he can eat, but he can't walk. But he had significant brain damage. He gets a lot of seizures, and it's hard. They maimed him. They took his livelihood in that Ali Must Go. Even Ali, Minister Ali is very old now. He said to me in 2017, so he's still alive. He thought Taya passed away. Taya's still alive. So those are my 2 experiences of sexual molestation, when you rip the clothes off a 13-year-old. And basically, I've overcome a lot of it, and I want to teach girls about when it's wrong to be touched and things like that, and what is wrong when it's wrong. And I really have to say this on my 55th birthday interview. Shout out to the Catholic Archbishop Alaba Job in Ibadan. Bishop Alaba Job did a sermon at a funeral where he talked about our young girls, 14, 15, 16. And he called me to his office and told me that I should do this for him. Do a video on Instagram talking to young girls on how they're dressing, how they're going out, the slay queen, clothes with cleavage showing, 14, 15, that kind of stuff. So I told Bishop Job I'll do it, and I did it. So it's important. I wanted to do a seminar in Lagos that would address that. When to say when, And people that have daughters need to be aware that there are things that will arouse their daughters now. Before it used to be like short dresses, and now we have Instagram. A whole app is encouraging it, but we have to still say you can use it for this, but not for that. You know what I mean? Hey, 55. Hey, Azuka, 55 things. When I did 50 things on my 50th birthday, the one memorable thing will be, let's do it from, let's do 1 to 10, okay? My first memorable thing in my 55 years, okay, is when President Bill Clinton, Governor Paris Glendening, County Executive Rupersberger, Congressman Ben Cardin, Congressman Elijah Cummings, who has been in the news, Senator Barbara Mikulski, and of course, Mayor Kershmoke. These are government officials in the United States that determined me an alien of exceptional ability. Most Nigerians don't know. In 1997, the government of the United States honored me Maryland's most beautiful person. And it's a volunteer awards. Beautiful people, not beauty and all, but inside, people who are born to serve. I took my time as a pharmacist. One day a week, I went to schools to teach kids about drug abuse. I went into communities. East Baltimore was really ridden with drugs. Pregnant woman, why are you using crack? Enter this rehab. We're taking you to Johns Hopkins. I made a difference as a Nigerian. It started at county level, city level. Then I went to have dinner with the governor, and one person wins, I won, and they send you to the White House for the White House Volunteer Award. That's my most memorable time in my 55 years. And most Nigerians don't even know because you've been in the diaspora. We're doing things in the diaspora, and many people at home don't even know. So the President of the United States honored me, and that's the one memorable, number one. Number two, I influenced social media. Social Media Africa Awards named me Social Media Influencer of the Year. There are three of us they named, two Kenyan guys and a Nigerian woman. Extendela, shout out. And I was the Nigerian woman. Influencer of the Year is YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So I was the only woman on the list. And number three, I influenced 47 million Kenyans because I said I wasn't going to the media summit, Women's Media Summit, because of Al-Shabaab, a terrorist group based out of Somalia lurking in their country and caused a lot of terrorism in their country. One person freaked out and the whole of Kenya woke up. KOT, we call them Kenyans on Twitter, and ours is NOT. The NOT were not loyal because most of them are haters, my haters. But the NOF were very loyal, Nigerians on Facebook. So when the KOF arrived in Facebook, every paper in Kenya had me on the front page, Daily Motion. So the Kenyans on Twitter headed to my page. The Nigerians on Twitter attacked them or repelled them. So the NOF is strong. The NOT is no good. They were like, oh, we don't like her too here, blah, blah, blah. But for 4 days, Kenya versus Nigeria trended because of what I said. I said, okay, you want to attack me, Abi? Should we just attack Kenya versus Nigeria? And it trended. So that's one of my, a memorable time in my life. Number four, the accident on Ikorodu Road during the Alimos go, Number five, the moment Fela Ransom Kuti walked into my room at Lagos University Teaching Hospital to come and visit his mother, only to hear that his mother has passed away. I was in the room that Mrs. Funlayo Kuti died in. I was on that bed. So if you come into that bed, you see somebody else there, the person there may have died. And I think this is why I became an activist, Azuka. Activism was inside that mattress, Mrs. Funlayo Kuti. Today, I'm on the same list with her on Wikipedia, Nigerian women activists. So, where are we? 5, 6. My children, when I started having children, I have 3 children. My boys are my biggest inspiration. Rich KJT, Kayode Joshua Taiwo, Rich KJT Music. I know my son is going to be a big musician. Everybody should check out Rich KJT Music. My kids really inspire me a lot. I have boys, and because I have boys, I'm very protective of my sons. People have attacked me saying that I'm protecting, I'm promoting rape because I have boys. No, the COZA case had a woman sit in front of Chude covered up, and she said, the pastor touched me, the pastor did this, and then he took his pants off and did whatever he had to do. Did she say rape? And I said, listen. I went number 1 on Twitter. That's my 6th memorable moment. Number 1 on Twitter for what? Because I outed a woman who's a rape victim. Was she really a rape victim? Does she have a police report? No police report, nothing. You cover yourself. But Chude forgot to cover her voice. And I said, this girl. I mentioned her name, and it was a memorable moment for me because as a mother of 3 children, if a woman covers up and says, my child raped you, no way. No, I want to know who you are. You know what I mean? I want to know who that woman is, covered up saying my son raped them or something. So that was it. My favorite button on social media is block. When I press it, it's like gives me a high. When I say a high, I don't use drugs, I don't smoke, I don't do any of that stuff. But it gives me this confidence. I just block someone. I block people on social media, they come to me on another platform. I block them on Instagram, they come on Twitter. Why did you block me? Someone called my business line because I blocked them. I'm your fan. You know what I mean? When Timi Dakolo released my number, everybody had it. My business line. It's not for everybody, it's for business. And it's been quiet for 2.5 years because there's no adverts, there's nothing. I've been out. So people are calling me because I blocked them. Then I'll block them again on Twitter. They'll come to Facebook. I block them everywhere. Don't tell me I blocked you. So I started National Unblocking Day. I created that on the internet every February. I think it's February. Yeah, I had National Unblocking Day. On that day, I'll block everybody. Everybody else can unblock anybody they want. But my thing is that when I exposed that girl, I did the right thing. I did the right thing. She's fled to America now. I did the right thing because I've seen a lot in my lifetime. If you ask the director of the comptroller of Nigerian prisons, in Port Harcourt prison, the biggest prison in Nigeria, he'll tell you, say, this woman, Kemi, stay clear of her. She don't see life. That's what Gamu said when he came to the women's unit, when some women were tormenting me and I really unleashed back at them. They had to have a meeting of the female inmates. So the bottom line is that when you have been raped, allegedly, you have to file a police report. You don't go to the media and cover yourself, because as a mother of 3 boys, no, never. I'm saying the girl that they said I outed. That moment was memorable for me because as a mother of 3 sons, if a woman did that, I want to know who's that woman that covered. I want to know who you are. If you say my son raped you, because I want to deal with my children mercilessly through the wrath of the law if they actually raped the woman. So I don't like, that's really in the news now. Okay, Nima, the football player, the woman was lying. Not enough evidence. The pastor, as a journalist, I took a story that nobody's even dealing with, and I decided to investigate the story. And then people are calling me siding. As journalists, we don't side and we don't balance anymore. We're not neutral anymore. Amampo she's our big sister. Christine Amampo is an investigative journalist and she's a global journalist, just like I'm an international journalist, but Christine said it at the Foreign Office in London. Journalists are not supposed to be neutral. Not anymore. You said journalism is not a crime. You arrested us. Journalism is not. Nah, truth never dies is what we're going. The hashtag truth never dies and defending media freedom. We're going to defend media freedom. We're going to come to the story just for one thing. Hello, I'm here for the story, the truth, nothing else. I'm not on your side. I'm not on your side. Some people say I'm defending the pastor. No. Lawyers defend people. First of all, personally, Azuka, you know that I'm a social media giant. Okay, by the way, shout out to Shaya Kendi. He called me that on City People. As a social media giant, I make my money from social media. Because of my prison and all that, I lost money, but I didn't have energy to come back right away. PTSD, we'll get to that. But coming back July 1st, my YouTube, I can gross $700 on YouTube in a day. Just on videos. I don't even do videos anymore. I just do podcasts. You know what I mean? I just record under the black background. COZA, Kemi Olunloyo, the date and everything, I'll talk. I'll put it on. When I started doing those kind of audio podcasts, 2 reporters in Washington, D.C. said, Kemi, we like this audio thing you're doing. They monetize, like videos on YouTube. Then I'm a Facebook creator. Oh my goodness. Have you heard of Facebook creator? You have to be verified to be able to do that. Facebook creators make videos and content. And once you put it on Facebook verified, money. I'm back. I'm back to make money. I'm back on social media. I took interest because of number 1, my money. This case can make me have a lot of traffic because clearly there's something wrong here. There are elements of lies. There are organized behaviors. I'm going to investigate it. Timi Dakolo didn't know his wife was raped. He said the wife said on the thing that I found years ago. I told my husband when he was bothering me, I went to a shrink, I did this. Last Sunday, Timi said I found out in 2018. Contradictory. When you see stories that don't add up, he raped me, she raped me. Then the girl that covered up. Then Timi used, when you're using innuendos, you have to go after that person. Both of them are the pastor's a newsmaker, Timi's a newsmaker, innuendos were everywhere. There's a pastor in Abuja that's raping his congregation. There's a pastor in Abuja that's, who do you tell that to, Azuka? You don't tell that to Instagram, you tell that to the police. Officer, he's a celebrity. Look, Pranti is there, Celebrity Police Station. Pranti Police Station. Shout out to my dad. That's where Buhari took them after they were all arrested in 1983 during the coup, where Buhari took over Nigeria from Shagari. All the governors were arrested and taken to Kwanzi. It's a celebrity police station, so I heard. But you go to the police station. Hello, I'm Timi Dakolo, the singer. I want to report a pastor in Abuja raping his congregation, raping people. And maybe you raped my wife. That's where it starts. Timi went and shaded the pastor. Innuendos. So I decided I'm getting into this one. I'm going to investigate. Kemi Olunloyo, controversial. Let me get into it. And I saw a lot of discrepancies. Chude said Chude wouldn't have a face-off with me. He chickened out. He even canceled, and then he said, okay, come at the end of the show. So he sat down at the end of the show. He was crying, boo-hoo-hoo. A journalist and a lawyer was boo-hoo-hoo crying on a live TV show. And he said 5 people were interviewed. When I called out 2 of them, he stopped releasing them. Number 1 was released, Busola. Number 2, Tumishe. Number 3 and 4, I knew who they were. A minor and a pregnant woman. And then number 5 is probably another girl that used to work at COZA. I have them. As soon as I knew who they were, Azuka, he stopped. He didn't air them. Did he air them? Has he aired the rest? It's like these guys behind the cameras here. They're working for you. But did you know they could also be working for me? Timi Dakolo. He's very manipulative. I've investigated Timi from other people. I mean, look at him. I asked him for an interview and his wife. He posted it on social media, my phone number. You know, and nobody remembers that. All they remember is, oh, I posted their address, or I went to front of their house. All Timi's trying to do, is to bring the pastor down on behalf of somebody else or extort him on behalf of himself. Because Busola is not in this game. And I want to know, I want to dig deep into it. Police sources told me that they might dismiss the whole thing because they don't know. They have no evidence, forensic or otherwise, video, you know, what's going on? And I think Timi is behind the whole thing. That's just my opinion. No, Falana is not their lawyer. They made hype for Falana in the beginning because the Dakolos have no lawyer right now. When they announced this rape, 100+ SANs came to their pages. 100+ celebrities came to their pages, verified. Lawyers, everybody. Where are the SANs now? Everybody's vanished when the story changed. Now, how did the story change? People are not blind in Nigeria. Somebody said on YouTube, why is this happening? I blame TVC, NTA, channels, AIT, for not taking someone in the TV station and investigating the story and allowing this delusional journalist to claim the spotlight on this story. Now, Azuka, look at what the troll said. Does it make sense? It makes sense, but I'm not a delusional journalist. Okay, Mariah Falabi Brown said it. Did you make yourself the star of the investigation? No, you should be doing that. The media has damaged the Dakolo case. I'm blaming the Nigerian media. They've damaged the Dakolo case. None of us took it up. None of them took it up. I took it up. And now it's I go out to ordinary fast food restaurants in Lagos. Lagos, shout out to all the Lagosians. Lagosians know me. I don't know if they'll know me like this, but they know me without makeup. They know me with light makeup, without my wig. And they say, Auntie Kemi, what's the latest on COZA? That's what everyone's telling me outside. Well, what's the latest? They want to know what I'm posting next. They've seen the last post. What's coming? There was no consensual sex, number 1. Forget that part. What I said on TVC was that there was no rape, period. There was no consensual sex. Busola Dakolo had no timeline to her story. This business that people are saying, oh, she's traumatized. She's traumatized. I left a comment there too. I even did a live video. Busola, whoever this pastor is, please, you must take this international. We want to know who this pastor is. If he raped you, you must take it international. I didn't know who COZA was until everybody said COZA. I don't know what COZA means until when it happened, Commonwealth of Zion Assemblies. That's what it was, COZA. But the pastor I knew, Gucci. Pastor Gucci pastor. And there were Gucci ambassadors around here when you put hush puppies there and all that, you know. So I picked up the Gucci pastor thing. So I knew Fatoyinbo who he was, but I didn't know COZA. That's what they were talking about, the acronym. So my thing is, Busola's story did not add up from the beginning. because one, she didn't have a timeline. Two, she messed up the timeline she formed via her husband. Her husband put that together. If you say you were raped 20 years ago, then you are 16 years old. Then you're underage, okay? And you said they came to pick you up. He raped you at your house. Your sister was upstairs, didn't hear anything. He now came the second time to pick you up to come and babysit a baby. When she said, I went to, he took me and then he stopped in the bush after the one passenger got down, bent me down. My hands was on the bonnet of the car and he did, doggy style. Sorry, I gotta move like this. The interview, the doggy style to illustrate it. If he's doing doggy style with you, your hands are on the bonnet of the car, the hood of the car. You're not being raped. You're enjoying doggy style when the man's behind you. You can push him back. Did you? You didn't. And then he took me back and did it. You were going to baby. What about that baby? Okay, so we go back 20 years. The baby did not exist, Azuka. The baby never existed. The baby was born in 2002. Right there, bam. I said, no, this is not true. The car. The Mercedes was not bought till 2003. So what Mercedes are you talking about? Busola, even if this thing's happened in 1999, the Mercedes didn't exist in 2003. So everything, at that point, I knew it was all a lie. It was all a lie. Blackmail, extortion, everything on the pastor's press release. Let me tell you something, Azuka. If I take you to Ibadan, shout out to Ibadan people. I moved away from Ibadan. I'm a Lagosian now. But if I take you to Ibadan, Azuka, I'll take you to my dad's office. Okay, he's still there, 84 years old, upstairs. When he finishes, go to the house. In the bottom of my father's office, you'll see a Mercedes there, black. And you'll see OY1, OYSG1. That's the Mercedes my father drove. That's the Mercedes that took my dad to work as governor in 1983 when the convoy and the police lined up and they left. It's there. It's just sitting on bricks, no tires. It's old. It's an artifact. God forbid if that happened to my dad or somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Police can go to that Mercedes in Molete, Ibadan to go scrape DNA. Busola's DNA will still be on that Benz, 36 years, 1983. It'll still be there. But of course, Fatu Oyebo's Mercedes was not even bought till 2003, and it's possibly sold now and it's gone, and it's probably scrap metal somewhere. Her story didn't add up from day one. There was no timeline, and trauma, you can't blame timeline. You can't blame trauma on timeline all the time. Reason, okay? Because there are people who lived that time who are still alive. And then another thing, when you're saying, oh yeah, I don't have, she was crying for 2 days. We knew it. Her neighbors. Busola was crying for 2 days straight. She wants to talk to the pastor. Her husband didn't let her. Timmy came and said, my wife is fine. There's nothing wrong with my wife. She's perfectly okay. So she's not traumatized again, Abby, from the rape. See? He had to come up and say, she was okay. She was okay. There's nothing wrong with her. I thought she said you were seeing shrinks back and forth. It's all a lie. The Dakolo is messed up. Okay, I hate to put the girl's name. Busola is not in the game. They put her in the game. And it didn't work. And Timmy went to Abuja in May, the same time he was shading people. Went to the gym, working out. Look at the people in the picture. I exposed them yesterday. They were former COZA workers, so they just happened to be your friends. Former COZA workers that left disgruntled. Nena, Femi Alade, even Essie Walter. Come on. You know the term, Azuka, a picture tells 1,000 words. So if you just saw it, oh, me and my friends in the gym. No, these are your friends that left COZA disgruntled. That's what I have to say about it. I feel if you want to ask me what's going to happen at the end of the investigation, the police are going to end up dismissing the investigation. And Fatu Oyebo is going to, I wouldn't say guilty or not guilty because it would not get to court. It would not even get to pre-trial. Fatu Oyebo is going to be exonerated, okay? And of course, the lines of Kemi is doing so that pastor can notice her and give her money and so what? Okay, you first of all, you said I didn't say now you're looking into the future. It's going to give me money. Pastor Gucci, please just give me a new line of Gucci clothing too, I'm like, come on, look, TOYIN LAWANI is even better than Gucci. Shout out to Gucci, but TIANNAHS Empire. This is it, Yes, I am. I joined the global feminist movement in March of 2018, International Women's Day of 2018. Before that, I wasn't going to be calling myself a feminist or label myself as a feminist. Chimamanda is my cousin-in-law. Did you know that? Chimamanda Adichie. My dad's sister, Mrs. Balogun, she was formerly Miss Molara Olunloyo. My dad's sister, Mrs. Molara Balogun, her children, Dele and Femi Balogun, they're very famous, they're popular, but the daughter, Tinuke Balogun, Tinuke is married to Adichie. She's Tinuke Adichie. Tinuke is married to Chimamanda's brother. So we're cousin-in-laws, first cousin-in-laws too. So everything that Chimamanda does is just so impressive. You know, the voice. Look at Chimamanda's voice, the bold voice, the outspokenness. You know, I see some of myself in Chimamanda, okay? There can never be another Chimamanda, there can never be another Funlayo Kuti, and there can never be another Kemi Olunloyo. But I am a feminist and I joined because because I'm a global journalist, international journalist, so I decided to join the global feminist movement last year because of the Me Too movement. The Me Too movement is very important. Women that have been sexually abused, raped, and they couldn't come out. Look at Bill Cosby. Now, Bill Cosby happened to be somebody I didn't really like. I never watched his show. I was not a comedy kind of thing, but I was not surprised when I heard about the Cosby one. All these women came out years later. And then, of course, R. Kelly. I covered some of R. Kelly's accusations in 2007 when this stuff started. And who would know that? Since 2007, 12 years later, R. Kelly's still battling this sexual thing. You know, so I'm for the Me Too movement. I'm a feminist. I fight for women on the streets. Azuka, have you seen pictures of me on Instagram with me frying akara with women, selling women for pregnant women, selling pepper? I like to empower women. I want to do it in Lagos and I'm going to make it a reality show. Empower women, go into the community. I'm still deciding what I'm going to name it. Maybe it's Kemi Takes Lagos, one of those, or Kemi's Takeover. Something, Sha. I'm going to have a reality show on that. Do you know what people say? Whose mother is this? Whose mother is this? I wonder how her children feel. Your children must be ashamed of yourself. Yeah. My kids, they're proud of me. They love it. You know, let me just say this. Don't go after my kids because I will come after you. My oldest children, my 33-year-old, my 28-year-old, Oyinlade, especially my middle son, they can't stand Nigerians. When I say they can't stand Nigerians, let me just say it this way. They've never been to Nigeria. Do they really know Nigerians? No. What they read on the internet. So they're brainwashed. My middle son is 28. My middle son, Oyinlade, is going to be 28 soon, but he will say, how can I go to a country that powers banks, airports, and courts with generators? That's what he'll say. And then with Boko Haram lurking around every corner, I'm like, look, please, there's no Boko Haram in Lagos, I beg, please. They just hear. They hear what they hear. And they say what they say because they're brainwashed. Everybody has to be educated about everywhere. Okay, your parents are from Nigeria. Learn about Nigeria. You can learn about Nigeria through the internet. You can learn about Nigeria just by Googling things, okay? And so, but when it comes to trolling and all the stuff I post, they're like, in the background, they go like, yeah! It got fun. My son here, the only American Nigerian in the family. My other children don't have Nigerian passports. Rich KJT has a Nigerian passport, and Rich KJT, he doesn't care. He just says, Mom, people are trolling my page because they hate you. Go and follow my son. My kids don't like to affiliate with, her mother is famous and all that. Rich KJT will tell you, I want to be known as Rich KJT, the blogger, the singer, the rapper, the model, not Kemi Olunloyo's son. Not because he's not proud of me, but he just wants to make it on his own. My kids are usually happy. Let me tell you real quick, that would be my, the memorable moments will come on Instagram all month, but I'll tell you this was a memorable moment. The moment my son was fighting girls on Twitter. My second born is a Twitter addict. He's a Twitter person. You know when you're fighting girls, all of you American blacks in Maryland, girls are fighting, they're yapping on the Twitter thread. And one girl said, "You're such a dumbhead. You always abuse women. Blah, 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 blah." You know what the girl now said? I wonder what your mom will say. See you writing this. You know what my son did? He tagged HNN Africa. Here's my mom. When I saw the tag, I looked and I'm like, I said, wait, Ladi, this is too much. You're really harsh on the girls are out here. I'm not taking your side this time. Ladies, how are you? Follow me and then come and see what I'm doing. I'm his mom. That's what I used to do. At the end, though, behind the scenes in the DM, my son would say, Mom, don't be nice to them. Hit them hard. Because he knows how it is. I can't mention them, but there's some people in my family that when they have problems, consumer problems, so FRSC, immigration. Kemi, please, I need you to go make noise for me. That's what you say. Kemi, come and make noise for me. I'm like, let me start charging for that. Now, I have a voice like no other. Azuka, CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, said, Kemi Olunloyo has the loudest voice in Toronto, especially for the victims of gun violence. My voice is loud. I've never been married. And there's a story on the internet that Kemi shot her fiance and all that, you know. I was abused very badly. I was beaten up when I was pregnant with my second child. Beaten up to the worst extent. For what? For not cooking rice. I came home, I'm 9 months pregnant. I didn't cook rice. I didn't eat today. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. When you're beaten up, you have to fight back. In America, you're allowed to have a gun, bam. You know? If the bullet enters the wall and missed your brain and just grazed your head, you're lucky. Yeah, I had an incident like that. But for me, I never want that to happen to me again. And that's the reason why I'm never going to get married. I said at that time, 27. So since 27 years old, you know, I wasn't arrested for anything. I defended myself. I was rushed to the hospital. They cut my baby out. They induced labor. They took my baby. My baby would have died out. My blood was gushing out of my nose and I was 9 months pregnant. When does it stop? When do you know? I've seen worse here. I took my kids away. I left. Oh, no. I have my kids. I have 3 kids for 2 men. And when you have, let me give you an example. My girlfriend, and she's been really kind to me, Iyabo Fabricima. She's someone I will never forget. Iyabo, shout out to you, lovely. Iyabo sent me so much money in prison. You know, in prison, if you have 5K a month, you're rich. You'll eat good food and all. You send the orders to the supermarket. But Iyabo will send me 20K at a time, a pop. She took care of me. She'll even come in with provisions, everything. Iyabo, thank you so much. I learned that her family is from Port Harcourt and she has a house there or something. But let me give you an example. Like, Iyabo has 4 children, okay, for 4 different guys, okay? Look at the first guy you had the child with. Okay, even Angela Okori, you know, I had a beef with her at one time. Shout out Angela, actually. You know, Angela Okori has a child now with someone. She's left that person. If Angela finds the next man, the dream man, they walk down the aisle. And she's with that man until she's 99 years old. She's gonna have 2 children for 2 men. Same with Iyabo. What made you leave that first man for the next man? Do you understand what I'm saying? You know, it's like that. Even Iyabo Ojo, Iyabo had her children with the first husband. If she moves on to meet the next husband. So down the line, all of us, Georgina Onuoha, you know, an actress in Nollywood, she's an American now, and she's in nursing. Georgina, shout out, I got the message. I'm shouting out a lot of people I like, you know. Maybe I've had beefs with them before, but 55 and onwards, I'm not here to beef anybody, okay? They're women, and every woman has to really empower each other. If the first man beats me, I'm going to the next man. If the next man beat me, I'm going to the third man. It may make me look like, oh, 3 children for 3 men or 3 children for 2 men, all the mathematics involved. But Nigerian women don't want that. They want to stay with the same man and get abused forever. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not a big deal if somebody has 5 children for 5 men. Iyabo and I were never friends. I have never met Iyabo, I've never seen her, and I've never spoken to her on the phone. Where Iyabo came in was the fact that we linked her to the reason I went to prison. When I went to prison, I was detained because I posted a news tip And this is my opportunity to tell you because it's one of my memorable moments. The news tip had 8 pages of somebody reporting their pastor to me, that their pastor was giving Iyabo Ojo the cars from the church and money. And the person said Iyabo was using juju to lure their pastor. The letter writer was very elaborate, 8 pages. In the first page, he mentioned Pastor Ibiyomi's name. He mentioned Iyabo's name. And in America, you're trained to look for witnesses. And that's what I always look for. If the newsmaker doesn't talk to me, I'll go to witnesses. That's what I did with the Dakolos. In this case, Pastor Ibiyomi did not return my call, and so did Iyabo. Iyabo was reading my messages, seeing, you know that eye thing on Instagram. She even liked the post. Question is, why is she not answering me? She doesn't have to. Her lawyer may tell her, don't answer a journalist. Ibiyomi's lawyers called me, and I told Ibiyomi's lawyer, I'm not taking the post down. I'm looking for witnesses in this case. I'm doing an investigation. The lawyer told me that if I don't take it down, they will sue me, and that people are even begging us not to sue you. And I'm like, sue me now. Little did I know that defamation in Nigeria is not civil, it's criminal. Next thing you know, 14 officers, AK-47, tied me up, took me to Port Harcourt. I stayed at SARS for 2 days, saw them executing people. Fast forward, prison, friends died, different horrors. And then I came out with post-traumatic stress disorder. I started cursing. I don't like to curse, because when I curse, it happens. I started cursing. 3 people are going to die in this case. 3! The Attorney General died. The prison officer that used to take me to court died. 1 more person. When I decided to go and meet Pastor Ibiyomi, it was the minister, former minister in Nigeria, Iyabo Graham Douglas, that took me to meet him. I met privately with Ibiyomi in the office. Ibiyomi looked at me. He said, I don't know Iyabo. Never met her, don't know her. Ibiyomi put his hands on me. My asthma vanished. My headache was gone. Something happened. He was a genuine man of God. Yes. He looked me in the eyes, as you can see. I don't know Iyabo. Then who did this to me? Why? I couldn't figure it out. Why did Ibiyomi drop the case? He dropped the case because Instagram told him that this stuff was sent to her in the DM. She did not write it. Instagram has a way of knowing who sends stuff to the DM. And may I say this now in this interview, that a lot of celebrities in Nigeria follow me on Instagram with fake accounts. If you look at my followers, you hardly see anybody verified. They're all following me with fake accounts. So what I did was I went to a police officer in Canada who I volunteered with in the Toronto Police, and I said, please help me. In fact, I didn't go to him like that. Instagram came out with the information for the court. It was sent to her. She didn't write this. So when the judge saw it in December of 2017, the judge threw the case out. Did you know I would have won? Azuka, the judge said we'll convene in April, 4 months later. Federal court would have said Kemi won the case. Then I would have turned around, sued Ibiyomi. But God didn't let it happen. In January, I met with Ibiyomi when I came out of the prison after 90 days. Ibiyomi withdrew the case. Imagine if I had won on a technicality. So it was when I went home that I now wanted to find out what Instagram did. And I went to that officer in Toronto Police because we worked in the social media area. If you troll me on Instagram, let me say this on Media Room Hub's interview. If you troll me on Instagram and you think I don't know who you are, I have 17 to 35 phone numbers in my book of Nigerian celebrities. And if you try me, I will release those numbers to the public. Dear me, that I gave a police officer in Canada to find out whose phone number is this. All these celebrities following me on Instagram with their fake pages, using it to abuse me, I will release all your numbers. I know who owns what. And I got people now in Sweden, Truecaller. So when I gave that officer the number, he got the number from Instagram, 080 something. A Nigerian number sent me a fake news tip and pitched me against a pastor that didn't know anybody. That's when I now took that news tip. I took that number, and he said, I have the number. He gave me the number. This number looks familiar. It's a number I've seen before. It was in my court documents. He said, would you like me to send it to Sweden for them? You know how police officers talk? I said, for what? Truecaller. When Truecaller came back, the number said Iyabo Ojo, Pinky's group, Iyabo's NGO. Who sent me that fake news tip? Somebody sent me from Iyabo's phone. All I asked for was an apology for what came out of the phone. Well, it turned out that Iyabo has a PA who is disgruntled, who is estranged and no longer works for her. Maybe Iyadibola is her name, and she carries the NGO phone a lot. Why did they pitch Kemi Olunloyo against an innocent pastor and they didn't know each other? Biomi sent me home and told me to read 2 Timothy on how Saul became Paul. It's a lesson in life, but all I needed was an apology that something came out of her phone. Iyabo, èmi ò bínú sí ẹ mọ́ o. Iyabo, mi ò bínú sí ẹ mọ́. Ọ̀rọ̀ ti parí, iṣu ti ṣe tiẹ̀. Èpè tí mo ṣẹ́, that 3 people are going to die in this case. There's one more person that hasn't died. I almost died on June 14 when armed robbers entered my house violently. I'm wearing one of TOYIN's beautiful dresses. But cameraman, can you show this? This is my leg, fighting armed robbers that wanted to behead my son, and shoot my mother at gunpoint. That's some of my bruises. You've seen some online. And some people are saying she made it up, Dakolo France. No, I didn't. I cursed. I said 3 people are going to die in this case. 2 died. Am I not in the case? I could have died June 14th. You went to Dubai to do your holiday. Plane could have crashed. You're alive. Iyabo, Ọlọ́run á wà pẹ̀lú ẹ, ìwọ àtọmọ ẹ Prissy, àtọmọ ẹ boy. I can never wish you bad. It is over. It is well, Iyabo. Today is what? The 1st of August in real time. This thing will be aired on my birthday, the 6th of August, 2019. I date and time things. Worry me, Iyabo. Come and see me. Èmi ìwọ Azuka TOYIN. Kaloshi girl thing. Girl power. You know? Abi Azuka. Girl power lodge. Iyabo Ojo and Kemi Olunloyo. The fans. I have a message to the fans. Stop it. This thing happened with me and Sheilo. She was in the DM throughout. Fans will fuel the fire more. Iyabo's fans will be cursing me. My fans will be cursing Iyabo, everything. I've forgotten about it. Just Iyabo coming, me and Iyabo on a live video now, that can just heal my PTSD. The healing is from all the animosities that were there. I know she said I was PTSD insane. Or she used all kinds of words. She's forgiven. Mo ṣe rí nìyẹn Iyabo, ilé ayé ò le jù yẹn lọ, kò le tó yẹn o. David. Èmi tí máa pè David, nobody can call you David. Èmi tí máa pè David ni. Nígbà tí Vero wà láyé, Oyinlade was 1 year old. On the 19th of November, if there's anything I know na date o. On the 19th of November, okay, is when your mother went into labor in Atlanta. 19th. Oyinlade's birthday is the 22nd. Your labor was hard. And you know those people that their labor is hard, Benjamites in the Bible. You know, and those left-handers, Uhuru Kenyatta, Barack Obama, those lefties, Rich KJT, all the lefties, you know, 2 of my children are lefties. Oyinlade, my son was 1, the one that I was pregnant with during the abuse thing. When Oyinlade was going to turn 1, I gave invitations to all the women in the neighborhood. Vero, God bless you. Rest in peace. I hope Davido's mother is watching this because there are many things I'm going to say exclusively to you, Azuka, that Davido may not even know. Oyinlade is 1 year older than Davido. Onoli kaluku yato. Everybody's direction in life is different. You never know tomorrow. Unyema. So it's like, when I tell Oyinlade, that's Davido, you know, all of you I used to babysit. There are pictures and they will be launched. I still have pictures somewhere. These are the ages that there was no digital camera. It was about to come. These were the cameras that you will now carry the thing, pali like this, throw away. You carry it to place, the Kodak will develop for you. You know? There are pictures. I babysat David. Adeleke once or twice. And then one day the good news came. Maybe bad news for us, but good news was that Vero said she and DJ are going back to Nigeria. DJ Adeleke is one of the most intelligent Nigerians, I can tell you, because many people don't really know him well, that the way they're supposed to know DJ Adeleke. Did you see that video that I released, the one of the video at 10 years old? Daddy, say something, say something. He loves the limelight. DJ Adeleke studied almost everything he's doing now, petrochemical engineering and everything. You come home and you are lucky, and people like Babangida in those days will empower young people. What do they call it now? Startup money. Bam, oil block. Look at what did you turn oil block startup money to? Pacific Energy. The billionaires. And they named him Baba Olowo. All the employees call him Baba Olowo. And when Davido got older, what did they call Davido? Omo Baba Olowo, OBO, and the rest is history. I know this boy way back. Do you know who babysat you in the village, Azuka? You may not know. Tomorrow they might come inside Lekki and say, you that I babysat. This is why you must remember your legacy from when you were born. When Obasanjo just sat down in my grandmother's room on her 99th birthday, my grandmother died at 102. She said she doesn't want a birthday at 100 for some foolish reason, I don't know. But my father sat down, Obasanjo just sat down. It was the Nigerian Tribune in the room with them. You know what he said? I babysat you when your parents would travel. You and Mololu, my grandfather babysat Obasanjo. And they would wet the bed. Go and the wet the bed story is so interesting. Government College Ibadan, when Daddy was there, Wole Soyinka was on the top bed. He wet the bed, Daddy was on the bottom. Olunloyo, mathematician, politician. Daddy would say, Soyinka, this was over when Rich KJT was still wetting the bed. My mom would be screaming, no, don't yell at him. It's normal. Soyinka would go upstairs. Daddy would say, oh yeah, you go up there, Soyinka. Daddy would be downstairs. They were both bedwetters. Look at what bedwetters became. Mathematician, politician, Nobel laureate winner, heads of states, presidents. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know tomorrow. But Davido said to me, now you can fully understand why I was hurt. Davido and Chioma broke up. They're not talking to each other. He locked her account. And it happened. In October of 2018, they were not talking for 2 weeks. They broke up. So a reporter who is a music reporter posts that, and then you take it out on them, and you say, you this stupid woman, go and oil your pussy. You disgraced me in front of 9 million people on Twitter. My followers, your followers. I was disgraced. And then he came back. Another reply, Were, cheap drugs. Were on cheap drugs. Hey, this is the child that I babysat. David, I carried you as a baby. I changed your diapers. And you're telling me that I should go and oil my pussy. I forgive you, but you got to share wrong. Learn from it. I've forgiven you. You will see me in industry now. I bet you want to come to my party. I'll send you an IV. My greatest fear is suicide. I've expressed it. PTSD is hard. It's very hard. I've seen Nigerians executed. My greatest fear is not death. I fought armed robbers. They could have killed us. I didn't kill them. Struggled. When they wanted to behead my son, cutlass in my son's neck. I didn't know whether they were cultists that just want to cut his head and make me watch what they wanted me to watch when I decided to get off of the floor and attack and wrestle their gun. But to see my child's head cut off and carry the head go and, no. My greatest fear is not death. My greatest fear is suicide. Killing myself. Am I suffering from depression? No. I'm suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. I've watched people die and it affects me. To heal my PTSD, even in my hotel this morning, I woke up at 4 o'clock with blood all over the television on the wall. There was blood on the walls, there was blood on the TV, and blood is not really there, but I'm seeing it. Azuka, what do you think my son goes through? I'm sleeping. Please, I just don't. I'm talking in my sleep, and we had an agreement. My son is to videotape me. If he sees me talking, he'll now videotape and I'll see what's going on with me. There's only one drug. It's called diazepam. Diazepam is not long term. You just use it for anxiety when you're about to sleep. The fear is there, fear of flight. When I see That's the two things with PTSD, fear or flight. You run away, you don't want to be with everybody, or you like fight it, you know? So at the end of the day, when PTSD has a lot of components. You can read it up online, aggressiveness and all. Like Ari Ike, that TVC girl, say, you're stupid. If I ever see your name in my mouth, see the aggressiveness there? It's as if she's in front of me. Imagine if she's actually in front of me. Would I slap her? Could be. After prison, I slapped 3 people in Ibadan. A soldier with a gun at a checkpoint. Imagine, who would do that? A man at the ATM who called me a bastard woman. I was lining up, trying to get money and trying to do other transactions. And I look back and I'm like, he's screaming. So at the end of the day, post-traumatic stress disorder is not good. We were forced in prison to do things. We were forced in prison to do things that we didn't want to do, and I had to do some of them. So please go and read Professor Shimbajo's article in The Punch. Anyone that goes to Port Harcourt prison comes out as an animal. I'm trying to de-animalize myself. My biggest fear in the world is suicide. People that commit suicide. Even in Hollywood, famous people around the world. Did they say it before they went? They just found them there. I'm trying. I go to psychotherapy now, and there's a doctor in Ikeja that I see. Psychotherapy is just nothing but talking about it, talk therapy. So I want to use this opportunity on your interview, Azuka, to tell Nigerians that if you're suffering from mental health problems of any kind, please get help. Get help. There are NGOs, there's a lot of things. I'm going to do seminars, get help. Al Jazeera had a thing 3 days ago on the mental health crisis in Nigeria. Mental health's real. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Look.